Hi, everyone, and welcome. My name is Amy Weber. I am a child therapist, parent coach, and co founder of Speak, Learn, and Play in Brooklyn. This month, we are talking all about belonging. And today, I want to talk specifically about friendship, rejection, repair, and social belonging. And I want to start by naming something that feels really important. Friendship is not just one skill. Sometimes us adults talk about friendship as if it is one simple thing that a child should just know how to do. Like, go make a friend, go play, just ask if you can join, just be nice, just ignore them. And I understand why adults say these things. We're trying to help. We are trying to simplify something that can feel painfully complicated. But friendship is not just one skill. Friendship is a messy pile of timing, flexibility, emotional regulation, perspective taking, shared interests, courage, communication, impulse control, repair, body awareness, reading the room, handling disappointment and frustration, knowing when to join, knowing when to stop or back off, knowing when someone is joking, knowing when someone is not joking, and honestly, a decent amount of luck. For neurodivergent kids, social belonging often requires support, not pressure. Because when a child is struggling socially, more pressure does not usually create more confidence. It often creates more shame. So, today I want to talk about why social belonging can feel complicated for neurodivergent kids, why just go play isn't enough support, how rejection sensitivity and social exhaustion can show up, and how parents can help kids recover after awkward or painful moments. Because the goal is not to make every child socially effortless, the goal is to help them find real connection. So, why does social belonging feel so complicated? This is obvious but often overlooked truth. Social belonging is complicated. For many neurodivergent kids, the social world can feel like a game where everyone else got the rule book, but the rules keep changing anyway. At recess, the rules of the game may shift mid game. In a group project, one child may be expected to follow unwritten social expectations while also managing the actual task. At a birthday party, there might be noise, waiting, transitions, competition, unpredictable food, and a room full of kids running on frosting and chaos. Even a simple play date can require a child to manage sharing, turn taking, flexible thinking, conversation, sensory input, disappointment, and the terrifying moment when another child says, "Let's do something else." All of that is a lot. Some neurodivergent kids miss social cues. Some notice every cue but misinterpret them. Some are deeply sensitive to tone, facial expressions, and rejection. Some want friends desperately but become controlling when they feel anxious. Some are funny and engaging one on one, but overwhelmed in groups. Some connect beautifully through shared interests, but struggle with small talk. Some want to join, but they don't know how. Some look socially confident because they talk a lot, but underneath they are unsure how to build mutual connection. Social difficulty does not always mean a child lacks kindness or interest. Often it means the social environment is moving too fast, too vaguely, or too unpredictably for that child's nervous system to keep up. This brings us to an important distinction: social skills and social safety. Social skills are the specific things we often teach kids: how to greet someone, how to ask a question, how to take turns, how to notice if someone looks bored, how to invite someone to play, how to handle losing, how to handle apologies. These skills matter a lot, but social safety is something deeper. Social safety means a child feels emotionally safe enough to try, safe enough to make a mistake, safe enough to be themselves, safe enough to not have every interaction turn into a performance review. A child can technically know a social skill and still not be able to use it in the moment if they feel anxious, embarrassed, overwhelmed, rejected, or flooded. And that is why social coaching needs to be gentle. If every social moment becomes a lesson, kids start to feel watched instead of supported. Imagine for a second if every time you came home from coffee with a friend, someone was waiting at the door with a clipboard. Let's review. Your eye contact was inconsistent. You interrupted twice. You laughed loudly at minute 14. Also, when she mentioned her vacation, you shifted too quickly back to your own story. No, thank you. I would rather live in the woods. Kids need support, but they also need dignity. They need help understanding social moments without feeling dissected. They need adults who can say, that was really hard. Let's figure out what happened, rather than, here is everything you did wrong. So, why isn't just go play enough? As adults, many of us probably grew up hearing, just go play, just get outside and play. And for some kids, that works beautifully. They wander into a group, they figure out the vibe, they join the game, they adjust as needed, and somehow return home with 3 new friends and someone else's hoodie. But for many neurodivergent kids, just go play is not enough support. It's like saying, just go improvise a musical in a foreign language while people throw balls near your head. Play is not always simple. Play has a lot of invisible rules. Who gets to decide the game? How do you join? What if the group says no? What if someone changes the rules? What if your idea is not accepted? What if you thought you were being funny, but someone got upset? What if you feel left out, but you do not want to seem desperate? What if you were done playing, but you don't know how to leave? Just go play assumes a child knows how to enter, manage, and exit a social interaction. Some kids need those steps made visible. That does not mean we script every moment or hover like friendship drones. It means we give kids a bridge. We help create conditions where connection has a better chance of happening. I want to talk about 3 common experiences: rejection sensitivity, misreading cues, and social exhaustion. Rejection sensitivity means a child feels rejection intensely, sometimes even when the rejection is small, ambiguous, or unintentional, like a friend not waving back. A child says, I'm playing with someone else right now. Someone laughing across the room. A text is not answered. A classmate says, you can't sit here. For some kids, these types of moments do not feel like small bumps. They feel like proof. Evidence that nobody likes me, proof that I'm weird, proof that I always mess things up, proof that I should never try again. When a child is rejection sensitive, their reaction may look bigger than the situation, but inside, the pain may actually be that big. Then there is misreading cues. A child may think someone is laughing with them when the child is laughing at them, or they may think someone is mad when the person is just distracted. They may keep talking about their interest because they do not notice the other child has checked out. Or they may stop talking altogether because they are trying so hard not to get it wrong. Socializing can be exhausting, especially when a child is monitoring tone, facial expression, sensory input, words, rules, impulses, body space, and whether they are being quote unquote normal enough. A child may come home from a successful social event and then fall apart. That doesn't mean that the event was bad. It may mean the event cost them a lot. Sometimes kids need help not only with making friends, but from recovering from friendship. And that is not failure. That is just nervous system math. One of the most important things parents can do is help kids recover from after social moments that feel awkward, confusing, or painful, because everyone has awkward social moments. Adults mostly just hide them better. We have all said the wrong thing, waved at someone who was waving at the person behind us, told a story that went nowhere, laughed at the wrong time, misunderstood a text. The difference is that kids, especially neurodivergent kids, may interpret awkward moments as identity statements. Instead of "that was awkward," they think "I am awkward." Instead of "that friendship had a hard moment," they think "I can't have friends." This is where parents can help, not by fixing every friendship, not by calling every parent, not by pretending that rejection does not hurt, but by helping the child make meaning in a way that preserves dignity and hope. You might say something like, "That hurt. I can understand why you feel upset. Let's slow it down and figure out what happened." One hard moment does not mean you are bad at friendship. Sometimes people are unkind. That does not mean you are not worthy. The goal is to help kids recover, reflect, and re enter, not collapse into shame, not become afraid to try, not believe one painful moment is the whole story. Here is a reflection question I would love for you to sit with. Am I helping my child build real connection, or am I trying to make their social life look typical? That's a big question because as parents, it is very easy to get pulled into what friendship is supposed to look like. Lots of birthday invitations, a big group, sleepovers, photos, a lunch table full of friends. And if your child's social life does not look like that, it can stir up fear. Are they lonely? Are they being left out? Will they always struggle? These fears make sense, but typical is not the same as meaningful. Some kids do not want a large group. Some kids do best with one friend at a time. Some kids connect through gaming, building, art, animals, theater, sports, coding, nature. Some kids need shorter social experiences. Some kids prefer side-by-side connection. Some kids need more recovery time. Real belonging may not look typical, and that is okay. So let's dive into some practical tips. Number one, start with shared interests. The first practical tip is to start with shared interests rather than forced conversation. For many neurodivergent kids, connection begins through doing, not chatting. A shared interest gives the interaction structure. It gives kids something to focus on. It reduces the pressure of open-ended conversation. Instead of "go talk to them," try creating opportunities around an activity. Lego, Minecraft, art, board games, Pokemon, baking, science experiments, Dungeons and Dragons, robotics, comics, anything that gives kids a shared world to enter. For some children, friendship grows best side door first. Not "let's sit face to face and discuss our feelings." More like "let's build a dragon castle and slowly become emotionally attached over time." That is often much more effective than forcing small talk. Practical tip number two, Practice friendship field trips. A friendship field trip is a planned, supported social experience with a clear beginning, middle, and end. This might look like a 45-minute play date at the park, a trip to the library Lego club, a trip to get ice cream, a board game afternoon with one friend, a structured activity like pottery, bowling, mini golf, or a nature walk. The key is that the child knows exactly what to expect. You can even preview. First, we will meet at the park. Then you and Sam can play on the climbing structure or kick a soccer ball. We'll stay for 45 minutes. If you need a break, you can come sit with me. Before we leave, we'll say, "Thanks for playing. See you next time." That gives the social interaction a container. Many neurodivergent kids do better when the social demand is not endless and vague. A clear endpoint can reduce anxiety. A clear break plan can prevent overwhelm. And a successful short interaction is often better than a long interaction that falls apart at the end. We are not trying to prove the child can handle 4 hours of unstructured social chaos. We just want to build positive social reps. Practical tip number 3, debrief without interrogating. This is a delicate art. After a social event, many parents understandably want information. How did it go? Who was there? Did you talk to anyone? Did anyone include you? What did you say? What did they say? Were they nice? Did you remember to ask questions? Did you use your strategies? And suddenly the child feels like they are being cross-examined by the friendship department. Some kids are going to shut down. Some will say fine. Some are going to explode. Some will say, "I don't know," which may actually mean I cannot organize that much social data right now. Instead, we want to try a softer debrief, something like, "Want to tell me one good, bad, or weird thing? What part took the most energy? Was there anything you'd want to do the same next time? Anything you want to change for next time?" Also, timing matters. Some kids cannot debrief right away. They need food, quiet, movement, or time to decompress before they can reflect. Debriefing should feel like support, not surveillance. The goal is not to extract every detail. The goal is to help your child make sense of what happened. Practical tip number 4, teach repair scripts. Conflict is a part of friendship. Misunderstandings are going to happen. Feelings are going to get hurt. Kids say things badly. Games go sideways. Someone gets bossy. Someone else feels left out. Kids need to know that friendship conflict is not always the end. Sometimes it is an opportunity for repair. We can teach simple scripts like, "Can we try that again? I didn't mean it that way. Can we make a new plan? I need a break, but I still want to play later. That hurt my feelings. Can we take turns choosing?" These scripts matter because in the moment, kids may not have access to flexible language. Their nervous system may only offer two options: attack or disappear. Repair scripts give them a third option. They also teach kids that a hard moment does not automatically mean this friendship is ruined. Repair is a social skill, but it is also a belonging skill. It says we can come back from this. Practical tip number 5, support side by side connection, not just face to face interaction. Some kids connect best while doing something next to another person. It's something like building, drawing, gaming, walking, cooking, kicking a ball, swinging, watching a show and commenting occasionally. Adults sometimes underestimate this because it does not always look like socializing, but side by side connection can be deeply meaningful. For many neurodivergent kids, face to face interaction feels intense. Eye contact, conversation pressure, facial expressions, the expectation to respond quickly can all feel like a lot. Side by side connection, though, lowers the demand. It helps kids be near each other without constantly performing friendship. And often, once that pressure drops, the connection grows. So, if your child and another child spend an hour building in Minecraft and say only 14 words out loud, that may still be connection. If they draw next to each other quietly, that counts. If they walk around the playground collecting sticks and assigning each other a personality, that definitely counts. And frankly, I support their creative process. Connection does not have to look like a movie montage, it just has to feel real. And one last tip for you: normalize that one good friend counts. We often measure social success by quantity: how many friends, how many invitations, how many plans, how many group chats. But belonging is not a numbers game. One good friend counts. One safe peer counts. One cousin, neighbor, classmate, teammate, club friend, online gaming buddy with appropriate supervision, or fellow Dragon Castle architect counts. Some children are not looking for a crowd. They are looking for one person who gets them, one person who laughs at the same weird thing, one person who does not mind their intensity, one person who enjoys the same activity. That is not a consolation prize. That is belonging. Of course, we still support social growth. We still help children expand their skills and opportunities, but we do not need to make kids feel like their social life is failing because it is small. Small is strong, it can be safe, and small can be enough. So, as we close, I want to come back to the core message. Friendship is not one skill. It is a messy pile of timing, flexibility, emotional regulation, perspective taking, shared interests, courage, and luck. For neurodivergent kids, social belonging often requires support, not pressure. That support might look like helping them find shared interest spaces. It might look like planning shorter, clearer social experiences. It might look like debriefing gently. It might look like teaching repair scripts. It might look like honoring side by side connection. It might look like reminding yourself that one good friend counts. And maybe most importantly, it means helping your child believe that social struggle does not make them unlovable. A hard recess does not mean that they are bad at friendship forever. An awkward moment does not mean they should stop trying. A rejection does not mean they are rejectable. They can learn, they can recover, they can repair, they can find their people. And those people may not be everyone. And that is okay. Belonging is not about being invited everywhere. It is about finding places where your child can show up as themselves and still be welcomed. Thank you so much for joining me today, and I will see you soon.